Jesus calls us all the tune of our lives while restless sea. Day by day his sweet voice sounded, saying, Christian, follow me.
Mosaic at 5619 Airport Boulevard is a Christian church that has the feel of an art gallery, warehouse, and recording studio pieced together. Pastor Don Vanderslice and his flock of musicians, activists, and students are rebranding Orthodox Christianity for Austin's coffee house crowd.
Of the vain world's golden soul.
While it may appear like old wine in new skin-tight jeans, it seems that many members of this growing flock are determined to follow in the footsteps of Jesus.
Jesus raises the bar really highly and says it's your love, the way you care for one another. That's how people will know that you belong to me. We're not perfect at that at all, but it is a value of Mosaic to be an authentic community, people that live life together, that live near each other, that participate in the messiness of one another's lives. And I think people are drawn to that type of community, to doing life together in a particular kind of way.
A new command I give you, love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another. By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another.
I think a lot of churches are interested in getting people to believe, and I think belief is important, but Jesus talks a lot more about finding followers rather than believers. And following is a bit riskier. You're putting more, it's easier to believe, I think, than it is to follow. I think a lot of the people that are responding and becoming a part of Mosaic and some other faith communities that are like Mosaic here in the city and beyond is challenging people, really, inviting them into an adventure, inviting them into a story that's beyond themselves, beyond something that takes place on Sunday night or Sunday morning or in a Sunday school or a Bible study, but really infiltrates all of our lives and fleshes itself out in everything from how we relate to our neighbors, to our politics, to our, the way we take care of creation, the environment, to the way we respond to violence. It fleshes itself out in so many different ways. And I feel like people are really hungry to respond to something so great like the gospel in such a way that it's a whole life, like a whole life response instead of just a couple hours a week response.
Tim Brosnan and his wife Dee are two Mosaic members who are trying to take the gospel seriously. Despite being college grads with advanced degrees, they have forsaken an upscale life and have chosen to live in the St. John's neighborhood of Northeast Austin. They both work in social programs designed to help the children of this largely Latino immigrant community.
When I think of Jesus, I think of God coming down, living with men, the King of the world becoming poor, living with the poor, identifying with their sufferings, reaching out to the marginalized, the oppressed, really putting people as a priority before anything else. Pleasing his Father in heaven, and then loving the people around him. So we look at that and we say, well, what would that look like for our lives? How can we put people first? How can we reach out to the marginalized, the oppressed?
In addition to working with the children of his neighborhood, Tim and his brother Patrick co-founded a small t-shirt company called People Not Profit that sells one-of-a-kind designs to raise money for a variety of charitable causes. This shared sense of purpose is what draws Tim to Mosaic.
We're a parade. We're all going somewhere. We're going the same direction. There's music. There's an energy to it. We don't have all the answers. We don't really know, we can't define it. We don't, no one's really running the show, but there is a leader, and there's something beautiful going on that we really can't even explain.
The snare was broken, and we escaped without
If you don't eat, you die. It's the way we've been made. If you don't drink, you die. It's the way we've been made. So Jesus invites us to receive him, to receive the gospel at the place where we live or die. At the very point of our greatest need physically, where we eat and where we drink. So come tonight and receive body broken and blood poured out. I really feel like that there's this deeper stream that feeds us and that animates us in how we do life together. Sometimes I look at it and think this is brilliant and this is beautiful, and there are other times when it's just messy and ugly and doesn't look very significant or religious. But I think that's part of the whole journey. It's what happens when you get a group of people together to respond together to the gospel. I think what draws a lot of people to Mosaic to the church is community. Our space that we meet in isn't the church, but kind of who we are together as a community is the church.
Become a docublogger. Log on to docubloggers.org to share your opinions and story ideas, or get out your camera and create your own docublog.